Just looking at the rest of this project, and this mower's seen a lot of use. That shaft's worn all the way, almost halfway through. Same with the bottom end. It's all just worn away. Luckily that's all blade deck stuff, so I can just cut that off and weld all this stuff together. All the front end can be welded up. I've got new bearings in the wheels. I've done quite a lot of repairs on it. All this is non-factory. This must have snapped in half. That's the steering control. That's almost come off. So that can be bushed and bolted back together again. And this control here is brake. Works off the belt tension adjuster or whatever it is, accelerator. These ones just slip the belt at idle, and when you want to drive you just pull these pulleys tight and it tensions the belt up and she starts driving. When you let go the brake engages, which is this bit here. Probably doesn't work on this one. Don't know what was there, probably a scatter shield of some sort, but that's fractured and broken away. There it is. So that'll be right. I'm sure these holes were originally round when it left the factory, but they're not anymore. That one's even worse. All this is broken away, all that sheet metal's fractured out and fallen out. So the front end's just hanging on through there, which is already cracked, and there, which is cracked as well. So all this is going to get plated over. This is all going to get bolted and welded. Bolt that through, weld everything in, plate between here and here, and just plate it out wherever I can. Some would say this isn't even worth mucking around with, but hey, I've got nothing better to do. Already done a couple of air conditioner installs today, so let's do something a bit more fun. Not that there's anything wrong with installing split systems. I'm starting to get back together again. Done a lot of crack repairing with the welder. Fixed up the steering block. Now just going to make up a new steering mount because the old one was discarded. I think this is off a photocopier, but this might be just right what I need to mount the bearing on. I've got an old solid bronze pillar block bearing, and I'm just going to weld it upright off the chassis there. Should be enough. And find some way to stop this drifting in and out axially. And that'll do it. And this thing's probably 10 times older than the mower itself, but since it's the only split bearing block that I have at the moment, I'm going to be using it. It's probably a line shaft or something bearing. There's a partner to it here still attached to a shaft. Very old. But hopefully one will do the job. If not, I'll use the second one. Of course, these shells are a little bit bigger than what I require, so I'll turn a Teflon split bushing to go inside it and take up the slack. Two-stage fans, good for welding and engines. Just wait for this to cool down. There we go. Crude little steering column. Replace the crappy old plastic one. 100-year-old bearing mount, bit of photocopier and off-cut tubing. Beautiful. Well, this neat little Honda GV400 shares the exact same industry standard bolt pattern as the 12 horsepower Briggs & Stratton that came off it. Bloody beautiful. Same output shaft diameter and same mounting bolt pattern. Definitely got to get a new seat for this though. Should work quite well. Make a motor shaft adapter. Replace the electromagnetic clutch with a spacer and a lock washer, and that'll do it. That's what came off, but since it's a good electromagnetic clutch, I'm going to hang on to it and use it for other projects. Just going to get that other pulley attached to the motor but retained in place, because this thing here was held on with a lock washer and that was its retainer. So we'll make something up. Okay, well I gave the little beast a bit of a test run, and while it is slow using the stock pulley, it works quite well. I'm going to change that pulley out to a bigger one soon though. Had a bit of problem with this guide floating around, and the belt actually came down and rode on the outside edges of the pulleys, causing it to stay in drive all the time. So it did go run away, but the brake was enough to stop it. Yeah, time for another test. Oh yeah, I put this little muffler on it. It's an old mini diesel muffler, but it works quite well. Okay. Definitely got to make a heat shield for that muffler though. It's right within arm's reach. But it beats having it sticking out the side and clashing with objects. Oh yeah, another thing we've done is relocate the post for the lean-to area, so now I can move cars and things out here. It's great. Move the trailers and other stuff as well. That's the old lathe motor too. 4 horsepower Bata brand motor. Nice one. And that's the heat shield that I'm making. It's a RFI shield from a Minolta digital control board. Another photocopy part. I think that's the second or third one I put into this mower.